Hey everyone, today I got another head-to-head video for you, and what we're going to do is compare these two solo cook pots or cook sets. Here we have the GSI Halulite Minimalist, and here is the Stoic 700 milliliter titanium pot. So we're going to see how the Minimalist holds up against a typical titanium pot of the same size. I've kind of narrowed it down. I'm going to do the test over 3 parts. We're going to compare weight, boil times, and cost. Of all the ways to compare the two, those seem to be the 3 most important to backpackers or would-be purchasers of these two products. So we're going to go ahead and get the scale out and start out by doing a weight comparison between the two. First, just a brief introduction. The GSI Halulite Minimalist comes with a lid that has a sip-it lid. It's a 600 milliliter aluminum pot without any handles on it. It comes with a spork, and it also comes with these little silicone pot grips, and that's what you use to pick the pot up when it's hot. So that's everything you get with when you buy a GSI Halulite Minimalist. The Stoic 700 milliliter pot, which formerly was the backcountry.com 700 milliliter pot. They've changed it over to the Stoic brand. Just comes with a basic lid that does have some drain holes there in it, little swivel top, and then, as most of the titanium pots do, it has the little swivel out handles, and also comes with a mesh stuff sack. So let's go ahead and compare the weights on the two pots. Alright, so since the two pots are a little different style, I'm going to do my best to keep the comparison between them fair. And the way I'm going to do that is do each pot with its lid. And since the Minimalist doesn't have a handle or any way to pick the pot up, I'm also going to include the pot grippers when I weigh that total kit. So it'll be the GSI Minimalist pot, its lid, and the pot grippers versus the Stoic pot and its lid. So I'm eliminating the spork and the cozy from the Minimalist. Let's see where we stand there. Minimalist weighs in at 155 grams, 5.5 ounces, and the Stoic 700, 112 grams, or 4 ounces. So, 1.5 ounce difference between the two. The Minimalist being slightly pudgier in that regard. Next, we're going to fill each one up with 2 cups of water on an alcohol stove and compare a boil test between the two. So let's get set up for that. Okay, so a few quick points before we do the boil test. This is the fuel I'm going to be using. Clean strip grain denatured alcohol. This kind is 90% or more ethanol. So using the density of ethanol, I was able to compute that 17 grams of fuel equals approximately 0.73 ounces, so just under 3/4 of an ounce. So what I'm going to do is I have the stove set up here with the scale zeroed, and I'm just going to fill it to 17 grams just to be as scientifically fair to both cases as possible. Try to minimize the human error. So they were at 17 grams. So we're going to light the stove and wait for it to bloom. Now I'm also I'm at a little over 5,000 feet in elevation, so depending on the atmospheric pressure, water here won't always boil at 212. So to be fair, when the water temperature hits 200 degrees, we're going to call that done and call that boiling. So the water is sitting at 64.7 degrees. Still waiting for the back of the stove there to bloom. And let me just get the clock set up here. 2 cups of cold tap water, 64.9 degrees is the starting temperature. And we got the timer started there. I'll be back when we hit 200 degrees. Okay, there we hit 200 at 7 minutes 35 seconds. So 7 minutes and 35 seconds for the GSI Minimalist for 2 cups of water. I think we started at 64.9 degrees. So I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to let all the fuel burn out of the stove and then let the stove cool down to room temperature as it was when it started. And then we'll be back to test the Stoic titanium pot. Okay, so we're all set to do the Stoic pot now. Go ahead and do again our 17 grams of denatured alcohol. Okay. And to be fair, since the last time I talked for a little while, I'll let the stove get nice and heat up. We're starting at 64.0 degrees, so we're within a degree of the starting temperature that we had for the Minimalist. So we'll just get our stove to bloom here. Just about there. Just need the backside to flare up. Alright, we'll give it a few more seconds to be fair for the last test. Alright, let's go ahead and get it started. Okay, we'll be back when we hit 200 degrees on the titanium pot. Okay, just hit 200 at 7:07. 7 minutes and 7 seconds, so around 30 seconds faster for the titanium pot there. On this particular stove, your mileage may vary if you're using a different style of stove, but there you have it. Get roughly 30 seconds. Hard to really say for sure given the margins for error, but there you go. So now we'll get inside and just wrap up talking about the cost of the 2 setups. Alright, so the last thing we're going to compare is the cost of each kit. We'll start with the titanium set from Stoic. As I said, you get the lid, the pot, and a stuff sack, nice mesh stuff sack. $39 MSRP. The Minimalist, you get the pot, sippet lid, cozy, spork, and the pot gripper, $28 MSRP. I actually think the price of this has gone up. I remember paying something more like $25 for mine. But anyway, there you go. MSRP right now, you're looking at $11 difference between the two to get you the titanium setup. So as far as which you prefer, it's going to be, you know, what's more important to you. Does the 1.5 ounces of weight savings here and the slightly faster boil time mean that the $11 is worth paying for you? Or do you like that the Minimalist, you get a much more complete kit with the spork and the cozy, so you can drink right out of it, ready to go, keep your drinks hot or rehydrate meals in it? It's up to you, whatever's most important. I know people are going to ask me, so I'll go ahead and say, to be honest, I haven't gotten the Stoic pot out in the woods yet, so I'm not going to say for sure. I'm looking forward to getting it out and giving it a try, but I'm very satisfied with my Minimalist. I love the cozy and everything you get with it. The boil time is still fine for me, and it's just a great value. The 1.5 ounces of weight difference may be important to some hikers. It's not really important to me. So the Stoic's going to have to try pretty hard in my book to beat out the Minimalist for my solo pot. Very happy with it. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what you think of the comparison, which one you would rather put in your pack. Thanks for watching.